how can you become a better individualized considerator? As healthcare organizations strive to try and improve their care quality, leaders who are unable, choose not to incorporate individualized consideration into their organizations find themselves having additional problems that they have to deal with. So if we're thinking about some of these problems, first of all, it becomes really, really difficult to attract and to retain top talent. This can lead to, a lack of diversity within your organization. It can also lead to a lack of innovation where the organization just becomes stagnant. For those staff that actually decide to stay, if at all, what you're going to get is high levels of conflict and tension within the organization. As employees feel overworked and undervalued, they're going to be arguing all the time. What's going to happen, guys, is that over time, employee well-being is going to start to suffer. And what you're going to realize is that there's going to be an increased level of stress and burnout amongst your employees, which is something that you want to try and avoid. As your employees get more stressed out and more burnt out, care quality plummets, patient satisfaction evaporates. So guys, this is something that we need to be concerned with. So how can you become a better individualized considerator within your organization? Welcome to another episode of Leading Health with Dr. Atom. As always, thank you guys so much for connecting. Thank you always for engaging, and thank you as always for exploring. So just press that button, subscribe, so that you get my weekly videos. I'm making videos every week, as you know, so it will be amazing for you to just subscribe, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, much appreciated. So guys, today we are going to be exploring 3 ways that you can become a better individualized considerator within your organization, and in doing so circumvent some of those negative issues, such as the ability to retain top talent, staff getting stressed out and burnt out, and also plummeting care quality within your organization. The first question is, what is individualized consideration? Now, when we're thinking about individualized consideration, it's a leadership competency in which you pay attention to the needs, the concerns, and the abilities of the individual employees within your organization. So when you do this, what you're essentially doing is you are offering them the best possible support because you understand them as an individual. So as a leader, within the organization, what you want to do is to provide tailored support, which is going to help the individuals to be able to reach their full potential. So if you have employees within your organization, reaching a full potential is, why they're there. So you want to do this by taking your time to actually know all the employees within your organization. You have to try and know them on a personal level, show interest in their goals, their aspirations, and also their concerns. If you're able to do this, what happens, guys, is that you foster that environment of openness. You cultivate a sense of psychological safety. So psychological safety is where employees feel safe to be able to take risks. They feel safe to know that, okay, then my leader has my back. Within a healthcare context, leaders who exhibit individualized consideration, help their healthcare providers to manage stress, to avoid the burnout of staff, and also to help staff stay motivated and to provide that sort of high quality care that we're all looking for and that we know is really, really important. So guys, the question today is, how can you become a better individualized considerator? So to do this, there are some few key sort of things that you need to take into consideration. Number 1, you have to recognize that everyone is unique. All of your employees are unique. So you have to celebrate the diversity within your organization, and you have to learn about all of the different cultures and the backgrounds, and actually recognize that diversity is positive. In addition to that, you have to acknowledge and respect the individual differences and show your staff, show them that, okay, then I know you are unique. I know that you are an individual. So you have to avoid all of those stereotyping and all of those assumptions and get to know your staff. In addition to that, you have to take those sort of personalized approaches on how you lead your organization. So you have to move away from that sort of one size fits all approach. It doesn't work. From that, what you can do is to tailor and have personalized communication so that you recognize that, you don't communicate to employees in the same way. Some employees want emails, some people want a one-to-one, some people want a call. So you have to understand that and say, okay, then as a leader, how can you accommodate all of that in the way in which you communicate? If you're able to do that, what tends to happen is that employees realize that, okay, then this person, this leader has my back. When going for international research, and I remember, last year when I was doing my international research, this was something that I took on board because I recognized the benefits from understanding and appreciating that all of my employees were individuals. And so what I used to do was take a sort of tailored approach. So from one country to the next, I would always make sure that I delivered the research in a way that accommodated not just the cultural context, but the individual context as well. The second approach, the second way that you can become a better individualized considerator is to appreciate the different strengths and weaknesses of your staff. Let's be real, guys. Everyone's going to have different strengths and different weaknesses. So if you're able to recognize it, what you can do is you can actually bridge that competency gap. So the competency gap is the difference between where your staff currently are and where you want them to get to. And in my research, I have recognized the importance of A, identifying the competency gap, and B, filling that gap. So in your efforts to do that as a leader, what you want to do is to conduct regular performance appraisals, and they can take so many different manifestations. I've done a video on competency gap and becoming a better leader, so you can watch that to get more insights. In addition to that, you can utilize the strengths-based nature of your employees. So instead of focusing on the weaknesses, focus on their strengths. And what you want to do is to understand their job portfolio and think, okay, then I am going to allocate specific tasks to this person because he or she, has those competencies. And I'm going to allocate these tasks to this person because he or she has those competencies. So what you are in essence doing is you're bringing together the strengths and you're advancing your organization by maximizing the strengths of your employees. Finally, guys, you can encourage collaboration. So as a leader, you want to create an environment in which you can get employees with different strengths and weaknesses to come together and work as a team. If you do that, you are able to leverage the unique strengths of the individuals within your team to achieve complex collective goals. And when we're thinking about this within a healthcare context, where you're dealing with complex operations and you have to think about coming up with, innovative solutions, this can be a really powerful way of getting things done. The third factor that you need to consider is to understand that each employee has different motivations. So to be able to harness the power of understanding their motivations, one of the things that you have to do as a leader is to actively listen. So not just to but you have to be like, okay, then I need to listen to this employee. I need to understand from their vantage point. I need to be in a position where I can understand and accommodate what they're going through. If you're able to do that, what you can do then is to provide varied job responsibilities. So not just giving employees the same tasks to do over and over again. Mix it up again. that is going to get them to find out new skills that they didn't know they had, and to advance the skills that they want to advance, and to maximize their strengths, as we know, to be very, very important. In addition to that, you can offer flexible working. So as individuals, not everyone wants to work a 9 to 5. So by offering flexible working, what you can do is accommodate staff's preferences. If you accommodate staff preferences, they're definitely going to feel more motivated. They're definitely going to be more engaged, which is a big win for you as a leader and a bigger win for your organization. Finally, we can think about how we can incorporate gamification into the tasks and the jobs that we give to our employees. So what I mean by that is, how can you make the job more creative, more innovative, more challenging, and also how can you make it more fun for your employees? How can you give them a better sense of purpose and a better sense of they're doing something that is actually really cool, they're doing something that is actually really, really important. If you do that, what you'll find is that your employees are going to think, oh, okay, this is cool, let's get involved. This is cool, let's engage. This is cool, let's get it done. Those are the 3 ways that you can become a better individualized considerator within your organization. As always, I've got a challenge for you. So the challenge that I've got for you guys this week is, how can you recognize that everyone is unique and different? Number 2, how can you appreciate both the strengths and the weaknesses of your staff or for anyone that you work with? And finally, number 3, how can you understand employees and understand the fact that they have different motivations and accommodate those motivations in your day-to-day workings? Subscribe, leave some comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.